So a lot of people have really been pointing out, especially recently, a lot of Tory corruption has been going on. And trust me, next year we're probably going to see even more. Not only that, we're going to have a definite, we've got to push. One thing we must push for is a public open inquiry into just what happened during this coronavirus crisis. Because we have failed to perform in every single sector. However, what we have seen is the constant push of ignoring local expertise and local, Public Health England, who have been on the ground, ready to act, but haven't had essentially the autonomy to be able to act. They've had to be waiting on, Matt Hancock, essentially, to give them the go-ahead to do stuff, and instead, the public health, the public health institutions has just been blamed and said, oh, it's because they're not private. Well, guess what? We've had private firms that have been literally 4 weeks old, which have been granted millions, if not billions of pounds to try and provide PPE, different types of services, which just have not added to this question. And yet we've seen in other countries like Germany, who have local health authorities on the ground acting independently and going only to the government when needed to ask for support, and that government has provided that support to them, have proven incredibly effective. And it's not just Germany, it's all the countries that have public health services on the ground ready to act. But ours have just not acted because of the continuing centralisation that especially Cummings and the Conservatives have wanted to push for a long time. Now, it's not just that has been going on, because there has been a developing row in local Conservative areas, and especially this one, because, essentially, a Conservative MP by the name of Nigel Adams, his local party is in a £10,000 government bailout row. So anyway, this comes from the Yorkshire bylines, and we'll go over it then. So, Nigel Adams finds himself in the Huffington Post after a Freedom of Information request showed that his Selby and Ainsty Constituency Conservative Association got £10,000 from the government for his Tadcaster office. This money was for business rate relief, part of the government's support for business and self-employed people during the coronavirus shutdown. According to a government webpage, the support is for shops, restaurants, cafe bars and pubs, cinemas, live music venues, sports clubs, gyms or spas, hotels, guest houses, self-catering accommodations can also benefit. So that's who it's made for, essentially. It's not clear, however, under which category the money distributed by the Conservative-controlled local authority was claimed. The Huffington Post used a Freedom of Information request to Selby District Council, which admitted that a small business rate relief grant of £10,000 was awarded to Selby and Ainsty Constituent Conservative Association for their offices at 17 High Street, Tadcaster. According to the HuffPost, specific instructions were issued to MPs to decline any such grants, but Adams, a Foreign and Commonwealth Development Office minister in Boris Johnson's government, claims to be unaware of the cash that his local party took, which it says was nothing to do with him and therefore illegitimate. Therefore legitimate. The local party said that Adams was not responsible for the association's business rates and argued that Adams was simply renting the space there. The grant was collectively applied for and paid to the association, who are the tenants and the main occupiers of the office premises and responsible for any business rates payable, it said. Our MP has a license to use the rooms in our premises when he and his staff require them. He's not responsible for the business rates and as such does not use his ISPA allowance to claim such costs. The deputy leader of the Labour opposition of Selby District Council, Wendy Nichols, said this: "The small business rate relief grant is designed to help businesses survive during the pandemic. It is not there to fund politicians or political parties. Nigel Adams has a great number of questions to answer and a lot of explaining to do to all those local businesses battling to survive through this crisis and all those people who've lost their jobs. Adams told the Huffington Post that he was unaware of the grant and advised the newspaper to contact the association, saying that I don't know anything about it. The Independent Parliamentary Standards Authority website shows that Adam pays over £3,000 a year for his constituency office in Tadcaster. The online newspaper also mentioned that Adams and Prime Minister Boris Johnson continue to face calls to fund free school meals for hungry and poverty-hit children over Christmas. It did also reveal that Adam was one of the 320 MPs who had voted against that measure just last month. So, as you can see there, it's not just the National and MPs of the Conservative Party that are engaging, shall we say, in this chicanery. It is also local Conservative associations who seem to be getting in on the act as well. And that, ladies and gentlemen, should be incredibly, incredibly worrying. A local Conservative association has basically claimed a grant that is directed to help support business relief. And somehow, a local party authority has claimed it for political and political and party reasons. How they came to actually get this grant, we don't know. If there is an update on this story, I will do a further video on it. But at this moment, this looks incredibly, incredibly suspect. And we've got, the hashtag, hashtag Tory scandals to come. I think at this point it might be very well to coin the hashtag local Conservative scandals to come, because we could very well be seeing this active, and this might not just be the only local Conservative association that's done this. It may not be. There may be more that have done this, but this is a clear abuse of power, and especially during this time. I mean, it was said there by the Labour representative of that area as well. How is he going to explain this? And that local association meant to explain this to all the businesses, pubs, and all those people who need that business rate relief at this time, now more than ever. And yet, they just got it straight away. It needs to be looked into. These questions need to be asked. And this is just more very worrying development. It really is. But I hope this is a one-off, and to be honest, I hope this guy loses his seat, because quite frankly, whoever is the Labour opposition next time needs to hammer this point home. Not only just on the fact that he voted down against feeding kids, but he has to absolutely hammer them on this and find out and try and get to the bottom of this. So I do hope the Parliamentary Investigation Association does investigate this more and find out just what went on. So with that said, thank you for watching. Please do hit that like and share button. My Patreon links and a one-off donation link is down below should you like to give those a visit as well. And thank you very much to the people that do support me that way. And with that said, thanks for watching, and we'll see you all next time.